What if the dime in your pocket right now was quietly hiding a story worth far more than 10 cents? Imagine pulling a single coin from your change, one that millions of people touched and tossed aside without a second glance. But this 1979 Roosevelt Dime carries the weight of American resilience, presidential legacy, and a quiet mystery that still makes collectors' hearts race. The camera zooms in slowly on the worn, silver-toned surface, light catching every tiny scratch like scars from a lifetime of journeys. Fade in dramatic music, subtle strings building tension. This isn't just metal, this is history you can hold in your hand. And today, we're diving deep into why this ordinary-looking 1979 dime might be one of the most emotionally charged coins in modern American history. Picture America in 1979. The nation was still healing from the turbulence of the 1970s, Vietnam's shadow, economic uncertainty, energy crises. Yet here was this small coin, minted in the hundreds of millions, quietly circulating as a symbol of everyday endurance. Franklin Delano Roosevelt stared out from the obverse, his determined profile reminding every American who spent it of leadership through crisis. "In God We Trust" sits just below his chin. Liberty arcs proudly along the left, and tucked near the base of his neck, the designer's initials JS for John R. Sinek. Details so small, most people never notice them. But collectors, they live for these hidden whispers. Cut to sweeping B-roll, bustling 1979 city streets, people paying for coffee with dimes, factories humming, families gathering. This coin was there, in the pockets of dreamers and workers alike. Now flip it over. The reverse hits you with pure symbolism. A central torch blazing with liberty, flanked by an olive branch for peace and an oak branch for strength and independence. United States of America crowns the top. One dime anchors the bottom, and right in the middle of the torch, those famous horizontal bands. When they're fully struck and visible, that's when the magic happens. Most 1979 dimes show weak or incomplete bands because of how quickly the mints had to produce them. But the rare ones with full bands? They're like finding a perfectly preserved time capsule. The torch looks alive, flames sharp, every detail crisp. Zoom in dramatically here. Slow motion close-up on the bands catching dramatic light. What makes 1979 special? The sheer volume. Philadelphia struck over 315 million with no mint mark. Denver added nearly 391 million with that tiny D under Roosevelt's neck. And San Francisco produced proof versions for collectors. On paper, these coins are everywhere. But perfection? That's incredibly rare. Here's where the suspense builds. You might have one of these dimes right now and not even know it. Pause for a second. Have you checked your change lately? Rehook. But wait. It gets even more intriguing. The 1979 dime wasn't born in isolation. The Roosevelt series began in 1946, just months after FDR's death. America wanted to honor the man who led them through the Great Depression and World War II. Sinek's design captured Roosevelt's strength and humanity perfectly. That profile isn't just a face. It's a reminder of hope in dark times. Every time you hold a 1979 dime, you're touching that legacy. Visual sequence. Archival footage mixed with coin close-ups, FDR speaking, troops in World War II, then transitioning to 1970s America. The coin becomes a bridge across decades. Now, let's talk hidden details most people completely ignore. Look closely at the date. Is there any doubling? In 1979, doubled die errors appeared on some coins, especially on Liberty or the date itself. Under magnification, you might see a ghostly second image. Not dramatic enough for headlines, but real enough to excite variety collectors. Mint marks tell their own story. The blank Philadelphia versions versus the D from Denver. Proofs from San Francisco come in Type 1 and Type 2S mint marks, filled versus clearer styles. These tiny differences create entire sub-collections. And then there are the errors that make hearts skip a beat. Off-center strikes, clipped planchets where the blank was cut imperfectly, even rare double dies or repunched mint marks. One dramatic error coin might show multiple strikes or dramatic misalignment. These aren't made-up fantasies. They're real mint mistakes that survived circulation and now command serious attention from specialists. Dramatic zoom on an error example if available, or CGI-enhanced visualization of a planche being struck imperfectly. The sound design here, metallic clinks building tension. Realistic value? Let's be honest and grounded. A worn 1979 dime from circulation? Still just 10 cents. But in uncirculated condition, values climb. High-grade examples with full bands can reach hundreds or even thousands in top condition, especially MS-65 or better with that coveted FB designation. A standout 1979D in premium grade has drawn strong interest at auction. Condition is everything. Grading services like PCGS and NGC examine every mark, every hairline, the luster, and those all-important bands. A coin that looks perfect to your eye might grade MS-63. One with stunning eye appeal and full torch details. That's where collectors get emotional. Collector psychology runs deep here. Why do people fall in love with these coins? It's not just money, it's the hunt, the connection to history, the thrill of discovering something overlooked in everyday life. Imagine finding a 1979 dime in your grandfather's old jar. Suddenly, it's not pocket change anymore. It's a family artifact, a tangible link to the year your parents graduated or the songs that defined a generation. Cut to emotional B-roll, hands passing coins, kids learning about history, collectors at shows sharing stories with passion in their eyes. Nostalgic music swells. There's something profoundly human about coin collecting. In a digital world of instant everything, holding a physical piece of the past grounds us. The 1979 Roosevelt Dime represents survival through uncertainty, just like the nation it served. Its clad composition, copper-nickel layers, mirrors resilience, strong on the outside with hidden strength beneath. Visual imagination sequence, slow cinematic pan across a 1979 dime on black velvet, dramatic lighting revealing every contour. Overlay faint historical images, protests, celebrations, ordinary life, fading in and out as if the coin remembers it all. What if your next trip to the bank turns up something special, or that old piggy bank in the attic holds a full band's gem? The possibility keeps collectors searching rolls, examining change, and dreaming. Pause for viewer connection. Have you ever found an old coin that felt meaningful? Drop it in the comments. I read every single one. As we wrap this journey, remember, the 1979 dime isn't flashy like a rare gold piece or ancient artifact. Its power lies in its quiet dignity. It passed through millions of hands during a pivotal time in America, carrying messages of liberty, peace, and strength without saying a word. That worn profile of Roosevelt still inspires. Those sharp torch bands, when found intact, feel like victory. Every scratch tells a story of real lives lived, so the next time you get a dime in change, take an extra second. Flip it. Study it. You might just be holding more than 10 cents. You might be holding a piece of living history that connects you to something bigger. The story of the 1979 one dime isn't over. It continues every time someone chooses to look closer. If this journey through history, mystery, and hidden value moved you, hit that like button, subscribe for more deep dives into coins that tell our story, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next discovery. What 1979 dime story do you have? Is there one in your collection right now? Share below. Your comment might just inspire the next collector, because in the world of coin collecting, every dime has potential, and every story deserves to be told.